Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I will be making 2 appetizers and 2 side dishes that are great choices to bring to holiday parties or dinners that are coming up in the next couple months. The first dish that I am making is what my family calls Frogai Salad. I mentioned this in my Kroger grocery haul video. It's been in my family for years. I mentioned that it is kind of like an ambrosia salad, but we add this pasta to it that's about the size of tapioca. So first you're going to add about 3/4 of a cup of the acini di pepe pasta, and then you're going to drain it. Once it's cooked all the way through, you're going to rinse it in cold water, and once it's cool, you're going to add 1 whole container of Cool Whip to it. Now in this video I added crushed pineapple to mine, but you can put pineapple chunks or the pineapple tidbits, and crushed pineapple is probably the best choice. That way you're not getting huge chunks of it, but if you prefer it to be chunky, then choose one of those. And then I did 2 cans of mandarin oranges. You can do 1 big can, or you can just put as much as you would like, honestly. The optional choice here, I did add half a package of pistachio pudding mix. You can add any pudding mix you'd like, or you don't have to add a pudding mix at all. You can just keep it with the Cool Whip and the fruit. Sometimes during like 4th of July, or even if I take this to a Christmas party, I will like cut maraschino cherries in half and add that to it as well. You can just add whatever kind of fruit you want to it. It's super simple. You can fix it up to your liking, and it's super good. You can have it as either a side dish, or it could be like a dessert type deal too, whatever you prefer, but this is a must try. It's so good. The next thing I'm making is an appetizer. It's the crab Rangoon egg rolls. I'm doing mini egg rolls, so I used wonton wrappers, but if you want to do full-size egg rolls, you can get the full-size wrappers. And then I started by cutting up 1 bunch of green onions, and then I'm going to cut up a package of imitation crab. And then I used 1 block of softened cream cheese just because I didn't really need to make a lot. But if you're going to a party or like a dinner, I really suggest using 2 blocks of cream cheese. I only used about 1/3 to 1/2 amount of the green onions, and same with the imitation crab you'll see here in a moment. And that's just because I wasn't making very much. But if you use 2 blocks of cream cheese, then I suggest using the whole bowl of green onions and the whole bowl of the imitation crab. Actually, scratch that. The green onions, I would use as much like as you want to, like to your liking. But then I added Worcestershire, however you say it, that's a complicated word, and garlic powder. And then I just smash it all together and blend it really well. And then you're going to add the green onions and the crab and blend that together really well. And then you wrap it up in the egg roll wrappers or the wonton wrappers, whatever you prefer. I like the wonton ones because if you're going to like a big get together, you're gonna want more, and the egg roll wrappers can be really big. So I prefer the wonton, but totally up to you. And then, sorry, I just hit a plate. And then, and then you're gonna deep fry them for about, I would say about a minute on each side. But I would keep an eye on it, because if your pan is really hot, then they will overcook. The wonton wrapper will overcook. So just watch it. But I did about 30 to 40 seconds on each side and then pulled it off. And then you serve it with a little bit of sweet chili sauce and you're good to go. These are so delicious. I highly recommend trying these if you haven't already. I just want to add that little yellow bowl is water. Make sure to get the corners of your wonton wrapper wet with the water, because that's what holds it together and makes it stick.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. Do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two, me and you.
Now I'm going to be making this delicious appetizer, cranberry jalapeno poppers. You can make them kid-friendly by using the sweet peppers. And first you're going to start by preheating your oven to 375. Then you're going to cook your bacon until it is crisp. I have 2 pieces here, but I recommend using at least 4.
Let's be more than friends, yeah. Here to stay.
Next, you're going to cut off the tops, cut them down the middle, and then scrape out all the insides.
So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two, me and you.
Now you're going to mix together 1 block of softened cream cheese and about a cup of shredded cheese. You can use any shredded cheese that you'd like. I prefer this Mexican blend cheese, but you can use shredded cheddar cheese or, like I said, just anything that you prefer. Once that is blended really well together, add in your dried cranberries and then add a little bit of garlic powder. If you don't want to use dried cranberries or you don't have them, another good thing you can do is at the end, after they have baked in the oven, you can add a little bit of cranberry sauce to the top. I think that sounds super good, just as good as adding the cranberries. And then I decided to just brush on some of the bacon grease onto the backs of the jalapenos. Then I stuffed the jalapenos, topped them with some more cheese, and then put them in the oven for 15 minutes. If you want to, you can add your bacon crumbles to the top about halfway through baking. I didn't add them in at the beginning because I was afraid that the bacon would get way too cooked since it was already crisp. But if you want it to melt in with the cheese a little bit, I would do it about halfway through. I added my bacon on at the end, but it just kind of fell off It wasn't the best idea, so yeah, I recommend about halfway through, about 6 or 7 minutes in, to add your bacon bits so that it kind of melts in with that cheese.
And I don't mind being gone on adventures for a while. No, no. 'Cause the best thing about it is I know I'm coming back. Oh, oh. Of all the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you. Been walking down the streets.
The next recipe I want to share with you is, this can be a side dish. I usually make this around Thanksgiving. I made it probably about 4 years ago. We were trying to do a healthier alternative to candy yams, but this has actually ended up being a favorite, and so now we make it every year. So I peeled and washed 2 sweet potatoes. Then I chopped them up into cubes, and then you're gonna bake them at 400 degrees for about 40 minutes. But before you bake them, we're going to add a maple syrup topping. So in my maple syrup topping, I do about a tablespoon of coconut oil, and then I do a half a cup of pure natural maple syrup. And then I let that come to a boil, and after it boils, I pour it on top of the sweet potatoes, top them with some ground cinnamon, and then we throw them in the oven. The coconut oil basically just helps the maple syrup to stay a little bit more thin so that it doesn't like get all cakey and stick to the glass pan as much, and it also helps the sweet potatoes to not stick either. It comes out so good. I don't know if I even like intended for that when I added the coconut oil in at first, but the two actually go together really well. And like I said, this has been a favorite of our families for at least the last 4 years.
All I know is this is where my heart is.
While they're baking, it's important to occasionally stir them so that they get nice and coated. That wraps up this video, guys. I really hope you enjoy these recipes and that you try them out if you're going to a holiday party or around Thanksgiving or a nice dinner or just to get together. These are some of our family's favorite recipes. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe for more.